Kita nggak bikin grup itu ya, reminder ke itunya ya, ke peserta.
Enggak. Jadi mereka tanya-tanya lewat email, Pak.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hmm? Kayaknya Pak Titis tuh udah boleh di-admit belum? Narasumber ya, Pak?
Di admit aja biar ngobrol sama Bu ini
Oh,
kalau
Hmm.
perlu.
jadi mau langsung mulai aja nih, Pak, dengan 63 peserta, 60 peserta.
Itunya aja dulu.
Acara panitia dulu aja masukin, biar kita say hello gitu.
Oke, pembicaranya aja dulu.
Halo, Jan.
Oh, di apa Chan?
Sorry.
Good
Uh,
morning, Achan.
Good morning, Achan.
Morning. I'm waiting.
Sawadee
Sawadika.
I'm waiting to get in quite long, so I don't know what happened. Okay,
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
How are you, Achan?
good, good. And about you, Winnie, Didi,
Yeah.
and other
Okay.
Novita.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
MC.
I'm fine, thank you.
we are
Thank you,
fine, Achan.
Ajan, for willing to be our speaker today.
Yes, very welcome. Very pleased to meet you all here as well.
Yeah, hopefully we can meet again, Ajan, in
Yeah, yeah,
HCI.
yeah. We should meet in person.
Yeah, next time we will invite you from here. Okay, so we will
So,
start.
yes, how many people now?
Actually,
All
the register person on more than 300, Achan. But
uh,
we don't know why the join one still in the 60, 68 something.
uh.
But still continue increasing the
Yeah,
number.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
And
Because some
some participant also the register one from other countries, from Philippines and Thailand also. They will join.
mm. Okay, right. So we have time. So I will share my slide. Or
Oh,
you want to
yeah,
say something first?
We will opening
about
first,
time.
opening speech in 10 a.m. We like opening speech first from Miss Windy as
Okay,
the vice dean.
okay.
After that,
All right, okay.
I will introduce you as the speaker with like the brief introduction. Then we start the agenda. Whether Achan will operate the PowerPoint by yourself or we can have for operating the PowerPoint.
I will operate by myself.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So that
yeah,
we will set you as the co-host.
yeah.
Or maybe you would like to try?
Yes. You
Okay.
try first. Share the chair. And then, yeah. Have you seen slide?
Yeah. It's work already. Can you show up the PowerPoint?
Oh,
Like try to move
just a minute.
to
How
okay
to
in the
click again, right? So, no.
No,
uh,
the slideshow button.
right side the
Slideshow,
bottom part the right side
the bottom, the right side.
presentation.
They don't have here. We'll turn again. We'll turn.
Hmm.
Something wrong. Stop share.
Okay, so then
Stop
reset.
share. And then
share screen.
still the same. Huh?
In the bottom part, in the right side, did you find like slideshow something?
Slideshow. No, they don't
Yeah.
have this here. Slideshow. Normally they have, but I don't know why. Mm.
Oh, is this PDF, Ajahn?
No.
This is a
Yeah,
PDF file.
PDF.
Oh,
Oh,
PDF.
so PDF not have slideshow. Maybe you just
Ah,
make
okay.
it
I will change
more
another.
bigger. Yeah.
Ah, so we can do this,
No,
do
no.
like this,
Yeah, but maybe close
close first.
the left side.
Yes, I
the
don't
left.
know how to close left side. I just
Oh,
I think it should be open in application.
so I will stop share first and then get another one.
oh,
Get the PowerPoint one
yeah, I think better.
because
Ini di YouTube udah tayang ya?
Sudah, Bu.
Oh, ini lagi persiapan gini masuk belum ditonton.
now it's okay.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
work
Have you
already,
seen
Achan.
the slide? Have you seen the slide already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
already.
Can you move to the next slide? Whether
Move
Right.
on next slide. Yes.
okay, yeah, it's work already. Okay, Achan.
Mm.
In the next 2 minutes, we will start again.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe you can stop step.
So, what about your dean? He's fine?
Yeah,
It's fine aja. So
We
when
have-
you will visit us again?
During I'm waiting for the to get in your Zoom. I saw some video.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was video at your school. Said that is good.
Yeah.
we still
You have
trying.
to
Achan.
visit us again aja. Yeah.
Last month we have visitor from Patani campus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
why? How many? How many people?
Six, seven, six with
Ah,
2 students.
with 2
And
students.
and 2 students stay here
Yes.
for 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
conducting
Ah.
student mobility program.
Yeah.
And in the next semester, we will send our students to Patani campus. So, yeah,
Oh.
they have the international student mobility
Student
program.
mobility.
Okay. That is a bachelor program or
Yeah,
master?
Bachelor.
bachelor program.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And-
next session will be moved to Hat Yai campus.
Welcome. Welcome.
Do you still remember L aja? Ampaiwan.
Yes. Ampaiwan.
Yeah, Ampaiwan who come here aja.
Oh, I see.
Ampaiwan,
Achan,
Noi,
Achan
Noi.
Noi.
Chia, yeah.
Noi.
Noi.
And from the
And from
presidential one?
the assistant vice president of Patani campus, Dr. I forgot the name.
Chandra, something.
Ajan O, we call it
Ajan
Ajan
O. Ajan O.
we call him Ajan O.
Ajan O.
Yeah, he is
Okay.
assistant vice president. Mhm.
That is Patani campus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
Botanical.
Botany Campus. Mhm.
Okay, Achan,
Izin
we
Pak, mau
will
kita
start.
mulai Pak, biar
Yeah.
kita
Yeah, we
admit
start
semua
with Pak.
peserta.
Okay.
Okay, we will
Okay,
start.
we will start. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, acara akan segera kita mulai. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The Honorable Dean Faculty of Nursing, represented by Vice Dean Faculty of Nursing, our speaker Associate Professor Dr. Pranit Songwatana, Pajajaran Nursing Journal representative, and all participants. All praise be to God, the Almighty, so we can be here together. My name is Novita. What an amazing and precious chance for me to be the master of ceremony for today's event. Untuk acara hari ini merupakan webinar seri dari Jurnal Keperawatan Pajajaran yang merupakan series kedua dengan tema Research and Development Concept and Application in Nursing Research. Oke, kita akan mulai acaranya. We will continue this opening with Vice Dean. We are pleased Windy Ramawati PhD to opening this event.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bu Novi. Good morning and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, the Honorable our speaker today, Dr. Pranit Sawantana, thank you very much, and Sawadika. Yeah, it is very honor for us that you're willing to be our speaker for today. Dan selamat pagi juga untuk seluruh partisipan yang hadir di platform Zoom ataupun juga di YouTube. Thank you very much for your joining to our webinar about research and development, concept and application in nursing. Ya. Ya seperti kita ketahui ya bahwa keperawatan itu sangat dinamis, banyak sekali hal-hal yang memang perlu sekali penelitian yang memang nanti bisa kita terapkan dalam pelayanan keperawatan dalam rangka optimalisasi pelayanan keperawatan. Sehingga webinar terkait dengan riset dan development ini tentunya akan sangat membantu kita bagaimana kita mengembangkan layanan keperawatan dengan berbasis penelitian. Hari ini kita sudah kedatangan narasumber kita yang luar biasa, Dr. Pranit Sawantana. So hopefully she can share her knowledge about the research and development to us. So hopefully we can learn a lot from Dr. Pranit Sawantana because this is maybe quite new in our knowledge in our discipline. So we hope that this topic can give the new insight for us and enhance our capability to do the research related with the research and development. So for all the participants, please join this webinar and hopefully you can learn a lot from this event. And thank you very much. Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Bu Windy atas sambutannya tadi. Baik, untuk acara selanjutnya ini akan dimoderator oleh Bapak Titis Kurniawan PhD. Sebelumnya saya akan membacakan CV beliau terlebih dahulu. Bapak Titis Kurniawan merupakan pendidikan S1-nya, sarjana keperawatannya di PSIK FK Unpad, lalu melanjutkan profesi nursnya di Fakultas Ilmu Keperawatan Unpad. Selanjutnya mengambil Master of Nursing Science di Faculty of Nursing Prince of Songkhla, Thailand, dan melanjutkan doktor programnya lulusan Faculty of Nursing Prince of Songkhla, University Thailand. Untuk organisasi, beliau merupakan Ketua Ikatan Keluarga Alumni Unpad Komisariat Fakultas Keperawatan, juga sebagai Ketua DPK PPNI Fakultas Keperawatan Unpad, dan sebagai anggota dari HIPMEBI. Untuk penelitiannya sendiri, ada beberapa penelitian beliau cukup banyak. Ini ada beberapa penelitian beliau terkait tentang effect of a self-management support program of the achievement of goals in diabetic food care behavior in Indonesian diabetic patients di Nurse Media Journal of Nursing dan seterusnya. Baik, untuk tema hari ini akan dilanjutkan oleh moderator kita, Is Kurniawan PhD, time is yours.
Thank you very much for master ceremony who give me the opportunity and to be honored for me to moderate this excellent session actually with our speaker and Pranit Songwatana. And just have me of her CV. Our speaker today is the staff of lecturer in Department of Staff Nursing in Prin of Songpa University, Thailand. And she finished the doctoral degree at University of Queensland, Australia. And her research interest is qualitative research and development, transitional care, cultural and health research, including outcome evaluation and research. And she conducted a lot of research projects, and some project conducted granted by both internal and external organizations. Two of the projects were on the development nursing curriculum for improvement cultural skill and competence for nurses in nursing students. The large project was related to emergency care service system integration in southern Thailand, aimed to bridge the gap and strengthen the continuing care and nursing professional development in areas of trauma and emergency nursing. She also published numerous articles in the highly indexed journal. Is indicated by the Scopus HI index. It has 10 index and currently have 52 documents published in Scopus indexed journal. And two last article that she published is Perspective of Medical Caregiver and Nurses on Hospital Discharge for Muslim older adult living with COPD, a qualitative study. And as far as I know that this project actually conducted with Andy method, so we can learn from her later about the Andy method. And the second publication, the last second publication is a mobile heart translational care intervention referred by nurses improve postgraduate outcome for of patient with trauma brain injury, randomized control trial. And not overdue, we give our time and into an Pranit Songwatana. Please, Achan, your session.
Okay, thank you for your very good, introduction. So today I'm going to share some experience about how we can conduct research and development, in particular in field of nursing. Okay, and some of that maybe we learned about that. It's really like we use the method study. Okay, but we can have some knowledge about the concept first, because how we can use it, okay, in nursing. All right, so may I share the slide?
Yes, Achan.
All right. So in particular, we are going to have some outline in this session about 1.5 hours, okay? And then maybe Titis can ask some question. Maybe
Okay.
during our lecture, okay? If you have some questions, so you can ask, okay? Because so many because I put here the outline many things for your learning, but however we cannot give so many lecture, but we like to hear from you and then ask some question that related to your concern or your understanding. Okay, these are about the outline. We are going to put on some introduction concept. What are the concept and the key characteristic? when we looking at R&D or research and development, so what is the main characteristic? Okay, and then you can distinguish with the other methodology and advantage and limitation, process and step, and how we can apply in nursing field or in nursing research. And before I at the end, so we like to show some global perspective on R&D in nursing as well. So now introduction, why we are looking at this. Actually, it's not the really actual research methodology, but it's like in terms of we are going to use the research process. But the method, the real method, we can use quantitative or qualitative, okay? Depend on the staging of our methodology that we use. So these are some introduction that why I really uh, interested in how we can conduct research and development. Actually, when we look back for our healthcare system challenges, we found so many challenges nowadays and in the future. This is, for example, that increase the patient complexity very I mean, because right now when you can have a look on your patient journey, so you can see that there are really complexity of illness right now, unlike in the past. So that's why nurse has so many challenge to see that how we can help them and to cope with the complexity of the illness or complex condition, as well as we learn that about the demand of care, okay, not only in the hospital, but sometimes we looking at how we can do more prevention in the primary care service. And also we have overcrowded of the people in the hospital right now. And the gap that we found that in transitional care is mostly that we found so many challenges because we find so many gaps in terms of the healthcare system. Okay, even though in Thailand. And the other population, I think, is about the vulnerable population. It's not just only the disability, but the vulnerable population. And Thailand system, I like to learn. I like to you to learn from Thai perspective and also healthcare system, and then you can analyze in your own country. Right now, the Thailand healthcare system, we taking in advance to looking at the alternative healthcare service, okay, for our population. Okay, we use a lot of online healthcare service right now, and then especially for telemedicine and as well as telenursing. Okay, if compared with the in the past, we I think in every country we learn after COVID. Okay, we use a lot of technology to increase our healthcare system service and improve the quality of care and outcome. Okay, and also we would not ignore about the complete aging society right now in many countries in Asia as well. And the usage, when we look for the private hospital service, we learn a lot from private hospital because there are a lot of impact for the people who use come to use the service, okay, not just only the government or public hospital. And the shortage of the staff right now, we still have a struggle on that. So we try to looking at something to like a system to support, okay, in our future trend. And also when we focus on the future trend, so we think that we still invest more about primary and preventive care, not just only in the hospital care, because nowadays when we look at the hospital care, it's very high cost. So we like to shift our care to be more look at the proactive intervention. Okay, that's why we still want to look at or to try to bridge the gap between hospital and community and try to improve the patient data collection as well as the management of the data. Right now, we have learned about big data. So, okay, we use a lot of big data, try to manage a system of care and promote the public awareness and community health education. Right now, we also try to improve the health literacy about not only for the young age group, but including the old age group as well. And we try to we still on struggle on that, especially for the older age group. Okay. And for R&D, in our Thailand healthcare system, we encourage a lot, we support, we invest a lot to use it, research and development to to try to think a new alternative way to support and to uh, solve some problem in our healthcare system. For example, we use medical technology or device or other thing that we can use. Okay, try to shortcut or improve the service that we can do. Okay, and try to integrate our care system to be more simplify more and then to applicable in the for the patient and also not only the patient but for the healthcare worker as well. And also we improve the healthcare infrastructure in rural area because we face the problem right now. Many people come to use the service in the hospital or in the urban area, but due to urbanization, so we think in the future we have to uh, disseminate the care to be more uh, accessibility to the rural area. So that's why we are going to improve the healthcare infrastructure in primary care. And the role why we need to use R&D right now. Okay, actually, I also learned from the not only our discipline but in our relationship with the engineering and also in the faculty of science. I learned from them that about they do a lot. They conduct before they use R&D in terms of the research, healthcare research. But in part of nursing, we are going to show some of that. Okay, because we try to look for the alternative. We look for the new method. We look for the new or innovative solution. That's why R&D is one opportunity or one particular, it's like a choice for us to improve or try to have more way of thought and then to solve some problem. And the benefit, we think that when we do a new thing, we have to look for the benefit to our patient and our population and improve the nursing care and practice of in the healthcare system. So now we turn to the concept. What are the concepts of R&D? Okay. Actually, under the concept, we have to look for the definition first. For definition that we have the key term. The definition of R&D, we have to think about it is something that the continuing circle of development. It doesn't that like other research methodology. For example, when we conduct the quasi experimental study. So when we stop, we have to think how we can further development to use that knowledge to improve our practice. Because so R&D can become the what we call to help us look at how we can move further and scale up our knowledge and our research, okay, into practice. Okay, so research and development, we we commonly that we mean that to develop the innovative approach, okay? So that you can call them is this a product or the process or the model, the new model. It up to your context or your problem, okay, or your uh, uh, I mean the research question, okay. But in terms of R&D, it is necessary to have a continuous cycle. It's not just when you do pre and post and then you finish. So it's still ongoing and then improve. It's like a circle way of thought and development. And lastly, the goal of R&D is to have the new or innovation. When we look at innovation, so you have so many ideas, okay? But those ideas, it should pay attention. What is new knowledge, new approach, or new method that you apply? And the way in which you apply, you have to think about to solve the problem, the real problem, the current problem, not 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 the way in which when you develop the new thing, but we cannot use in the real or solve the problem. So we cannot uh, uh, call it is R&D, but R&D because we concerned about user-centered approach. Okay. These are the term when we want to start the R&D. So you can start with the research or you can start with development. It's up to your state of knowledge. Okay. From my point of view, mostly for the student who come to study with us. So normally we use to start with the research by looking at the current situation. What are the main current problems that we have to conduct some research to answer that what are the real situation or the current problem right now. But in terms of some particular point, you already have or learn about the current situation. You see that somebody else have already done in some research and you found a lot of gap, okay, from that part and now it's still going on. So you can start with development. So you use that particular knowledge that you have learned in the situation. So you can try to generate some model, some process or some intervention and then take in terms of R1 research and development or research and develop. This is the circle of the approach in terms of R&D. Okay. And for that is the in the detail that when you start with the research, you focus to generate the new knowledge through systemic scientific inquiry. What does it mean? You can start with systemic review. Okay, mostly we start with systemic review. Why? Because we look for the new intervention or the best practice, how we can apply those best practice, but we have to know first what are the best practice that we can use. Okay, so systemic review can be the part of R&D at the beginning. And this one can use when we know particular knowledge, so we can look at how we can develop in our context to best fit within our context. That is, we can start with the research. Or if we start with the development, so we just create, we know some particular knowledge and we create practical solution already, but those solutions can be like a co-design. It's like a co-design. You have to work with your people and then you already develop something and you are going to test it in your practice. And this is the research and development. Either one that you start with, so doesn't matter, but it depends on your current knowledge and current situation. Okay. For example, in clinical nursing, so this is some example that if you start with the research, go to development. So this is some that you can look at the effectiveness of the new intervention or new protocol, okay, from the RCT. And then when you got that knowledge, so you can implement it in clinical setting. Some of my students, they put on some methodology like this, okay? But some, they look for development, develop a new technology, a new intervention, but this is based on your situation. And then you try to implement it to improve the outcome. So either one that you are going to start with research, okay, or development. So it not right and wrong. It depends on your objective, your research question. Okay, we are going to learn more about that. These are the like a summary of the concept that Ajahn would like you to understand the whole picture. When we want to conduct the R&D, our concept, this is the main concept. You have to think about what are the objective or the purpose of your research. Okay, if the purpose mainly R&D to generate the new thing, innovation. When we call the innovation, it means the new approach, new technology, or model, or the process, whatever that you think it can improve your practice, okay, or improve the education, improve the process of care process, things like that. But should be the generate the new one or an alternative method. And the objective mainly we will write down about to describe, to explain, or to develop, or to test, because you have to cover both research and development at the same time. So we can do as a sequential method. Okay, you make this first and then follow by this and then follow by this. So it's like a sequence of method. Okay. Target population, either you have it for individual level, for client, for staff or healthcare worker, for the unit, for your hospital or your community. So doesn't matter. So it can be used on R&D in every level. And the design, this is the design, research design can be have a systemic approach, okay, and then you have to evaluate that the new approach, okay, when you implement it and you measure the outcome. And for the process, it can be continuation, okay, for adoption or scale up. It depends on your how many circles that you are going to do in your research and development. And these are the outcome. You have to measure the outcome. It should have both subjective and objective outcome, okay, to confirm that your research development process. Okay. And now you have to think about the previous research that you got. Okay, you may think about. I like you to think about the like the particular issue that it happened in your own previous research, and then what thing that you still want to do next, okay? And sometimes your research you have to see that you review that maybe how it can drive the outcome, okay? How it can improve the outcome, or how it can solve the problem. Okay, so those things, it can help you to find the new solution or the new way of thought. Okay, because sometimes in the routine practice or routine care, so when we want to think about the new way of approach, sometimes it struggle us to think. Okay, so how we can start to looking at the new way or the new approach. but those approach should be solve the problem, and also to fit with your user. For example, someone want to looking at to have some new approach. Many students want to have application, to do application, okay, like to use technology. But those applications sometimes it cannot help people to or solve all the problem, but can be a particular tool for them to use. But those use should be, I mean, to test it, whether how it can improve the outcome. Not only you use application and you just test how it work, okay, but you have to say that when it work well, how it improve the outcome. Okay, that is our challenge as well. So any idea from you that you like to ask or discuss at this point?
Okay, everyone, semua partisipan ataupun yang hadir di Zoom, jika ada hal yang mau didiskusikan atau ditanyakan, disampaikan, dipersilahkan. English or Indonesian will be welcome.
So, okay, if you
I
don't
think
have
Achan.
right now, okay,
Can I
if you
ask
don't
Yeah.
have right now, so we can.
One person.
Can I ask?
Okay. Okay, please.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for very insightful information and very great presentation, Prof. Pranit. I'm wondering, in Indonesia, some students use R&D as their research method. But as my understanding from your explanation, R&D is a process. It's widely acceptable process, how we do research and then develop an outcome. So in my understanding, R&D is not a specific research method, because when you do a PhD dissertation, for example, you need to mention what is your paradigm, and then epistemology, ontology, axiology of the knowledge, how the knowledge is built. So the R&D is the whole process of getting the knowledge, and then after that we need to have methodology. And under research and development, in my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, there's some methodology, research methodology that can support the R&D process. For example, we can use implementation research design. We can use action research design for co-designing process. We can use mixed method under the pragmatism paradigm. So there are various methodology for doing research and developing as a part of the process. So the R&D is the whole process. And under the process, there are methodology, specific methodology depend on the outcomes. What do you think about my understanding?
You are right. You are correct. Okay, we are going to see some detail of that. R&D is not the research methodology, but it's the research process. Okay, this process, we have both research and development, right? Under the research and development, we use some research method.
Yeah.
Can be the quantitative or qualitative, okay, in that process. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because the way in which that we conduct this, we want to try to have the new thing to improve our outcome, or whatever that you have a problem, but you find a new way to solve the problem. Okay, but partly, okay, it requires you can use action research in
Yes.
that methodology. Okay, yes, right.
Okay, thank you very much.
And now
Very clear.
we are going to look at the key characteristic. Okay, this is like a key characteristic that you must have. You must have some particular new knowledge, okay, to be what exercise in that research, okay, or to be test whether that you have uh, uh, we have some example, okay, and the systemic way, okay, continuous way, and the cycle, make a cycle, okay, and reliable method here is mean you must follow the rigor of each methodology as well, okay, and you can combine quantitative and qualitative research in that particular research process, okay, and also the result should be really target to your outcome. Sometimes the outcome you cannot measure in terms of the objective data, but it can increase the value of service or value of care. That is why, okay. And this is my summary of the characteristic that is generated from my experience, okay. The first one, you have to think this is an applied research, okay, applied, because not the basic research, okay, it's applied research that we try to gain a new approach and should have the clear methodology in each research process, okay, under research and under development, okay, and should have a continuing process. And the research pattern, okay, methodology to use can be both quantitative and qualitative. And mostly when you use quantitative, sometimes you use parallel. It means you can use both at the same time. Sometimes you use the sequence style or sequence pattern. It's up to your the research objective, and you should test or validate them before you scale up, and you should make a publish. Okay, publish here in terms of maybe you have to go to some conference, and to public here is meant how we can disseminate the information that you gain. Sometimes they use a lot in terms of how we can sell the idea for marketing, and then you can earn some income, okay. But in nursing field, I think we do not focus on the income generation by using the R&D, but in some other field they might use it. For example, medical AI they use, and then they can sell and then marketing, something like that, okay. Advantage, okay, now you look at the advantage and limitation. The advantage of R&D is actually we have to, when we like we aim to develop the product, right? So it really actual benefit to the quality of practice, okay, not only for the patient outcome, but effective in terms of the personnel competency, okay, when we use it. Okay, the product that you design should meet the specific need of the user. That's why the advantage is because we have the user-centered approach. That's why when it become the model or you become the innovative method, so that one can be actually fit with your user, so it can be used in the future because you already test it and you have a user satisfaction. Normally we measure user satisfaction, but in my experience, we need to look for other, not only satisfaction. Satisfaction is not the good in terms of the outcome, just only satisfaction. But satisfaction is the part of the process that you are going to measure it. And also this one that it can benefit for your reputation and income generation. Okay. However, they also have some limitation because it needs the time. very consuming the time. Okay, so that's why sometimes the student, okay, when they use R&D, we have to finish by 3 years. Sometimes it's impossible, except we have generate some state of knowledge already. I'm going to show you some of my students that how we can finish in 3 years study as well. So, but the limitation of R&D, because sometimes we need the resource, we have to use the enough the resource, especially sometimes you if you create you want to use the new model or new application, sometimes that those maybe need what the money to support, right? So that's why it not just only that we can implement uh, automatically, but we need to invest with this, okay? Because we want to look at the perfect one, and then the continuing process. Sometimes we do a lot of cycle, okay, until we complete the real or actual one, okay. And the potential risk and ethic consideration, some might take a risk for the patient. For example, that there are some negative impact, especially for the some particular vulnerable population. You have to think, because sometimes they cannot uh, uh, follow your your method. Okay, so we have to think about the standard practice and safety issue. So the thing that we use R&D, I think, is similar when you are going to conduct in other methodology. Okay, and the limitation we also found in terms of complexity and diversity, because we want the user to do it in the same way. Sometimes it really have to uh, uh, think about who are the user and who are going to be to have the enough resource to support as well. Okay, these are the strength, and I also uh, uh, summary for you. However, R&D, for my experience, is still really good in terms of when you want to have some new alternative way, and then you can have a step-by-step of approach to see that how it can be fit, and also it can be flexible for your research process. Okay, because we can adapt and we can uh, think about how it can be appropriate to your people. That is a good way. Okay, and that another point that I found the strength of R&D is about we can engage the people to think together, and then we move together, okay, and then at the end, so it can helpful for sustainability, because they are involved and engaged from the very beginning, and they know how it can benefit to the people. Now we are going to learn about process and step of R&D. Okay, normally we have three main steps. Okay, the principle, we have three main process. The first one, we have to look at the problem and need of the product or the model that we want to conduct. Okay, we have to understand the problem and need of when you decide, you are going to see that how it can be a good design, right? So you have to understand the need first, and then you create how to prove that whether it works and can improve something that you are expected to see. And the last one is about to disseminate the product. when you look at the need, okay, normally we identify the gap and the need. This one, like Ajahn said at the beginning, that you can start with the research review, seismic review. So you are going to use then start with the research, or you are going to start with the development. It up to your state of the art of the knowledge on that particular issue. But normally, in terms of data collection, we use can be used quantitative or qualitative. Okay, for example, you can use the survey or retrospective study for document analysis, depend on your situation. And you can use focus group or interview at the beginning, okay, to inform that how we can make your own design, okay. And this one you have to understand, you try to understand what the current situation and the context, that why it need or necessary to develop a new approach. And this, the next step that you are going to do once you decide the innovation based on your analysis, the context analysis already, so you can decide the what we in terms of R&D we can call is a prototype. We are going to develop the prototype. It means the new thing, new method or new model that you are going to develop. So we can call the prototype. But under the prototype, we can have a draft first, and then we have to do the pilot, okay, and evaluation, okay, before that we disseminate or before we test in the field test. We are going to learn about this. This is the process that in nursing field, okay, we do like this, okay. So we are going to start with look at the need, how we can understand that need. We have to synthesize the situation, okay, and we use the user to participate in our the beginning of the develop the prototype. We have to create this process first, and we can use the both methodology, okay, and we try and we test, and then when we test it, we can have modification of the product before that we disseminate, okay. These are the details that we can use the research method, okay, under the qualitative or in quantitative, up to your level of phase of. Normally R&D, we are going to divide into the 3 phases, okay. Whether the phase 1 under we call development. Under development, it includes research and development. We call R1D1, okay. R1D1. For example, if you start with the research, okay, it means that you have to have and you want to identify the current situation, identify the current problem and the gap. So you can do we call documentary research, okay. Documentary research, it depends on your what we call the state of the knowledge that you already have. In our we will show you documentary research that in some students that they do, okay. And sometimes situation analysis that we normally we use qualitative part to what, to learn from the people, your stakeholder, okay. We can do the focus group, or we can do the interview, or you can look at the survey to quantify that how big of the problem under this, okay. And then you can draft the prototype, okay, or the program or the model, whatever that you call the new one, okay. And this one you can do go to the phase 2. went through that we call implementation process. This implementation process is not in the field study, but in just your pilot program, pilot study. You have to test whether how it works and you want to modify it or not until you got the prototype already before you go to evaluation of all the things that you have done. And lastly, you can have the new knowledge and strategy or outcome and impact that you can measure. In our I mean student and then my experience, because I have done a large project, okay, and use R&D for every subgroup project. So we found that normally we do like this and it worked very well and at last, so we can have some protocol or some model that we can implement in the real situation and improve and solve the problem. Okay. So the first one, okay, this one, to model development under the model development here, R1, D1, okay? Or you can say you have two cycles, R1, D1, R2, D2. It's up to your state of the problem or state of the knowledge, okay? Normally we start review literature or review the document in the hospital or from the community. It depends on your topic, okay? Or maybe you interview caregiver, some stakeholder, and then you use content analysis, and then you design a draft model. And under this model, you have to acquire some consensus from the expert. Okay, so you try to have someone or expert to approve that your model it cover all the content. This one is like you are going to test validity and reliability of the model that you are going to use before you test it, whether that you use one group, two group, okay, up to your target population, and then you can evaluation, okay, at last. This is some summary of research methodology that I use for R&D, okay. So normally we will start with systemic review, okay. And then after we have the knowledge from systemic review or the best approach, so we are going to learn how to generate a new approach in our study or in our setting, okay. So we use R1 to have to design when we want to make a design, a good design or good plan. So we can use the research method like a survey, documentary analysis, or even though we can do evaluation research. This one, it means you are going to conduct evaluation research at the beginning to see that in the past, how it, what are the current situation, how it, the way in which that you do in the routine work, how you evaluate first so that you can have something that to show that the current situation, okay, how it works, and you can find the gap from evaluation research as well. Or if you don't do like this, it's okay, but you can improve and you can use that particular information that you learn from the R1, and then you are trying to generate the new thing, okay? And the method, you can use action research or guideline development. It depends on the topic, okay? I cannot say exactly that, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this. It depends on your topic and your design, okay? And then this is our R2. R2, we can test with the small group, okay? You can use quasi-experimental study as your research method. One group, two group, it depends, okay? But normally in our nursing field, we use one group at the beginning first, okay, because it's time consuming. So that we try to have people test and then see how it works, okay? And you also can use mixed method for your evaluation research, okay? And then now you have the prototype of the program that you adopt from the beginning, and then you can ensure that your prototype or your program that you adopt can be scaled up so you can test in the last group. This one we can call outcome research. You can use outcome research for your evaluation process. Okay. After you evaluate,
Chan,
okay.
can excuse
Yes,
me, please?
yes,
Some participant asked some question related to the process actually.
okay,
There are 3 participants asking about the pilot study that we
yes.
should conduct it before the real implementation of the question. And the second one, how many participants actually we should include in our pilot project? That's the first question. And the second question is, if like for the example in the participant setting is she would like to develop the electronic medical record in emergency room, whether the researcher should have like basic knowledge related to like uh, graphic engineering or computer design something, whether we should learn about that knowledge, or we just like hire someone who has that kind of expertise.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. The first one first about the situation analysis, right? Or the pilot, okay?
Yeah,
Pilot study.
pilot.
How
Yes,
many
pilot.
participants that do we
Yes,
need?
Achan.
Okay. For the pilot study, actually, how many participants here, you have to confirm that with the how rich information that you gain from the participant. We cannot say that exactly that the pilot project, it depends on what research method you are going to do, right? If you do the quantitative survey, or you are going to use quasi-experimental study. So you are going to ask R1 or you are going to ask R2 research number 2. If you are starting with we don't know yet about that, or we cannot know exactly the current situation here, okay? So how many participants that do we need? It depends on your information, the rich information. If you have enough information that you understand all as well, so that is you can go to the next one, okay? But in terms of here, if you do with the small group here, the pilot study that you test whether that your protocol is going to work or not. So this one, it should have some like you have to follow what, if you do quasi-experimental study, you do the same. You have to calculate the sample size. Okay? You have to estimate the sample size that can show some statistics. All right. Yeah. So it doesn't mean exactly the number, but it depends on your topic, and it depends on your previous study. That if it shows some like you have to calculate, you can use G power, you can use effect size calculation by using effect size. Okay, depend on what the current state of knowledge that you already have. Okay, you have to follow the the uh, the recall of the method, research method that you are using. Okay, this is how we can disseminate. So I think this part that you are going to scale up, okay, to scale up, so you can make the another cycle again, how it can implement in the practice, and to show that when you scale up, it can improve your impact of your study. Okay. This one okay, the summary that is normally in student, okay, for student, PhD student, we just do R1, D1, R2, and D2, and then we finish because it is the time limitation. Okay, but after they finish, so they can do evaluation research to test within the field setting, okay, because the time limitation. But we do accept R1D1 and R2D2. We know exactly it can improve, okay, some outcome, okay, with the small group of the sample, okay. Oh, we because small group sample is mean you have to follow the research method, okay, that you are using, okay. When some project you can work and then you can scale up and test with the large sample size for your effectiveness, okay. So this one, it can help, very helpful in terms of you want to drive to the policy, you want to drive to the institution policy, so you can scale up and study about effectiveness, okay. And these are some, they draw the picture that how they did in terms of do 1 cycle, 2 cycle, or 3 cycle. We call R1D1, R2D2, and R, maybe R number, which number that you have, okay. So it depends on your particular uh, topic or the new modality that you are going to improve, okay. Because some maybe if you like to develop what the new equipment, so may need so many cycles, okay. But in terms of nursing, we have 2, sometimes we have 3 cycles, okay, until we gain the some actual the prototype or model that exactly that if we use in other settings, so it can improve, okay. Remember that the key characteristic of the R&D also, we need a systemic process, okay. So that's why we are going to help you to compare with the systemic process, input process and output. We are going to see that R&D, we still follow the systemic process that we have done, okay, like this. Define the development goal and objective, situation analysis R1, and design the prototype and pilot test. And then you adopt already, you revise that pilot test from the pilot test, and you can have the new product before you test for the large group, we call field test, and you make a summary, and you can disseminate after that. Now, I'm going to show you some example that for the R&D that we apply in nursing field. Okay, this is the one of the project that actually they developed for the healthcare system in Thailand, especially in terms of the intermediate care. So I also learned from this paper, but actually this one is they use R&D along the process that they develop for the midterm healthcare system. Okay, and these are some I make a table to summarize for you that how they use the R&D in terms of the development of the project, and then become the system that they use for the setting, for to use in the setting, okay. The state 1, okay, state 1, you see that they are the participant is come from mostly the stakeholder. Stakeholder can be the patient, healthcare worker, or the person that you think that involved with the healthcare that they are going to develop, right? And they also use the survey. They also use the interview, okay? And they find the problem like this. And they use this to develop the prototype. And from when they analyze from the step 1, so they can have the other component about the component of the care that they conduct or develop, okay. And then they use the pilot study, okay, to R2 and D2, right? Okay, and become the particular model or diagram that they use. Okay, this is an in Thai. You see that in terms of the pilot, they just you look at 30 patients only, okay? Not all. So just sample. They use a principle of sampling, okay? And calculate the sample size. And then they can test some statistics, okay? One group, people test, okay? Another field that you also can learn when we apply into the chronic care nursing management. Normally, we also use for the many projects right now. We use a lot in terms of chronic care or NCD project, okay, non-communicable disease, because we try to develop the something new to manage about not only the patient management and also to improve the outcome. We use some project they use and integrate with the intermediate care and long-term care, okay, for those people who have the chronic disease. Okay. What about in the emergency and surgical nursing? They also looking at the something innovate in terms of the protocol care, emergency care, and some technique that to improve patient outcome. In terms of the review, okay, I found that they use R&D to create simulation-based training program for emergency and surgical nurse, okay, and those things. What are the new method? So it is something like using that this way, it can improve something that you are going to measure, okay? But not all the thing. Because you focus the problem that you are going to solve, you already focus something, okay? Not all things, but you can make a cycle to improve it like a continuing process of quality improvement. So you can use integrate in terms of CQI as a part of CQI. Okay. This also they use in terms of critical care. Okay, interpersonal collaboration model that they use. Okay, this is from our review that we found that in terms of community nursing, they also use R&D to develop the community-based intervention or health promotion program, okay, through the research and development process, okay, to improve, okay. And remember that we should think about the time, okay, time consuming when we develop R&D, when we are going to conduct R&D, okay, because you have to think about your time, but exactly the time consuming, but it can create a high value service, okay, so you have to think pro and con at the same time, okay? But it really works very well and can sustain the what we call the protocol or prototype that you use. It can be sustained in terms of your setting when you adopt and you adapt. Okay, very helpful. What about in clinical nursing field? There are a lot intervention. There are a lot of intervention that create by using the R&D. Okay, some of that is it under our student. For example, like this transitional care e-health program for older Muslim people with COPD or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease after hospital discharge. Okay, we also have a student that working using the R&D process and just public in paper that separate from other. There are 3 papers at least. Okay, when you conduct the R&D, it can helpful for student to generate many publications as well, because in terms of step by step, R1, D1, R2, D2, so you can have more knowledge or information that you can make a publication as well in every step. Okay. These are some study. I think you can learn from this study as well. They employ the ID process, okay? And but they do not use what the whole thing that to publish in one paper, but they may use just only some part, so we can call a part of research and development, okay, study. Okay, so this paper also just one part of the research that they present here. Okay, but the important thing that I learned from this paper is about the staging. They divide into 10 states. Okay, but actually it have 1D1, 2D2, and 3D state. Okay, same about development, about the implementation, testing, and about evaluation. Okay. These are one of my students, okay, PhD student. They're looking at transitional waste. We're using technology, some technology that she developed. In terms of development of technology, like you asked about the computer. Sometimes nurse we do not have like a not expert. We are not expert in the computer design. Okay, we have to work and collaborate, work with the scientific people or computer or technology people that will help us. But we can make what our idea like this, and we can ask them or hire them or collaborate with them, not hire them, but work with this to help each other. We think that on the way in which we make a design is very important, how it can apply into our people. Okay, so like this one, actually the Latifa, or this is her name, she used and she created the e-health program that by collaborate with the other friends who are really good in terms of using the technology and create about the application. And and they helpful, very helpful in terms of to use our content to integrate in that technology and to plug into the system of the healthcare that she's going to work. Okay, so that's why it's still going on, continue that into the hospital. So not all hospital, but the hospital or setting that she already worked. Okay. This is another, I think this is for Indonesia. I don't know, but I don't know. I think that you may know her well. Okay, her name is Amelia. Right now that she's still working on this and plug into the system of the care that she worked after she complete her thesis already. So we still connect with her, okay, and ask her how she modify and how she apply in the real practice and to solve the problem. We can work more and more, as a nurse, because from the transitional care, the period of care here, we still can use the technology to help us, okay, more and more. I think it depends on the complexity of the illness, and it depends on your barrier that you found in terms of the setting. Okay, this one also create the mHealth. mHealth is a mobile health transitional care intervention to reduce the stress and care burden, okay, of the caregiver, and it's very useful in terms of reduce readmission in 30 days. Okay. This one also, I also have, as a advisor in this group of the nurse that she's going to create uh, the training program for the people, especially in the rural area, to learn about the emergency care is emergency basic life support something, right? And then also in the rural Thailand that we have some barrier that how we can apply in the real practice. So we create some scenario-based training program that it can really useful for them to work closely with the scenario and the patient simulation. Okay. This is the process that they use, okay, develop, they try to call emergency scenario-based training curriculum. And this curriculum is still used in terms of that area, okay, in the province linked with the nursing faculty in that area. Okay. Because one of them they work in the faculty of nursing, so they still use this in the faculty and in the community. This is just only a part of them. They use qualitative in the first part, okay, to develop the scenario-based training. So you remember R1D1, so you can have this publication as well. This is the way in which they can disseminate the information. These are some of the results. Okay. What about in nursing management field? Nursing management. So we have so many things to learn as well that about that the how we can manage the information or the data or the big data in the hospital. Okay. If you are interested, so you can learn and now about this publication. So they also work and use the R&D process. Okay, we just pick up some that for you to learn more, and then you can looking at your possibility that to use R&D in your work. Okay, nursing education as well. Okay, we have so many. And this nursing is an example, also example that we also generate in some study. Okay. And now I'm going to show you this about the ongoing project that by the doctoral student here, one of my advisee that I supervise. So you can learn from the data. This is some of your, I think, your colleague, right? Erika and Pushman, because Pushman just we work with the student, some student. So it's really good in terms of a part of the process. They can make a publication. And this one too. Okay. I'm going to show you about this ongoing project that I work with the current student now about the nursing education. We use R&D. Okay, R&D. So because we try to know when we understand how we can understand the gap, we put on like this. Okay, for the faculty and the nursing student, we try to grab the understand and then learn from the current situation about the trauma-informed care. At the beginning, they do not have the trauma-informed care in education, in the fully education, but now they try to integrate. Okay, but before we try to integrate, we have to understand what is the current situation that they already learned. Okay, we use both the survey and qualitative. We use semi-structured interview and focus group interview or focus group discussion along with the survey among students. Okay, and we analyze this part. We are going to make publication, and then on the phase 2, we use and develop some prototype already, and we try to do the pilot study. We also use the survey to measure among the students. Okay, until we are going to have evaluation process right now she's still doing on this phase 3. Okay, we are going to in our when you try to use research method, okay, in every phase. So you have to think about how we can learn about that, how it can improve the outcome, right? So we make a design to make a strong design because we have only one group student try to see that how it improve. So that why we decide to make measure 3 times, okay, T1, T2, and T3, like to have to ensure that the change that it happened from our uh, model, okay, when we implement already. So we have to assess the knowledge, the or the practice, okay. Those practice we also not follow them immediately, but we follow them after 1 month when they go to the internship. So this kind of the design, it will ensure that or strongly ensure that, okay, our curriculum, how it works, okay.
Achan, and
Yes.
participant raise hand. Mr. Setiawan. Okay, Mr. Setiawan, you can open your mic and direct ask Achan.
Hello. Can you hear my voice, Achan?
Yes, still one. Oh, how are
Achan.
you? How are
Yeah,
you?
nice to see you again.
Yes.
And thank you for your excellent presentation on Irandi. Very rich and detailed contents that help me and other participants to comprehend more on this research approach. From my experience, that from your explanation, I noticed that there are 3 research approach that could create a model: R&D, action research, or mixed method. So I have 2 questions. First question, please explain in short the difference of 3 research approach that could use develop model in terms of the process and our model produce. And the second question is, if a researcher, especially a doctoral student, wants to develop or create a model, for example, model of nursing practice at a specific hospital ward using, let's say, caring theory. According to you, who conducted various research methodology or approach, which approach is more appropriate to use among R&D, action research, or mixed method?
Okay.
Thank you, Achan.
Good question. Okay, every student have this question. Okay, for action research. Okay, actually, action research is the one type of research methodology that you can use, right? Okay, you can comprehend with R&D in some phase. Okay, it doesn't mean that okay you cannot use action research in R&D. R&D is just a research process. Along with that process, if you want to use action research, for example, here you want to implement under the implement phase, you want to use action research. It can be because you like to see the change, the process of change. Okay, so R&D is just broad term. That is the process, but the method, research methodology that you use in each phase. So you can use like a quasi-experimental study, you can use action research. Okay, that is the thing that is different. Okay, you have to define, okay, research and development is the process of how we can have the new thing, new alternative approach in our care. Okay, but in terms of if you can use action research, so you can do it. Okay, no need to use R&D. No, because you try to use implementing phase. You try to implement these things. You already have the draft or tentative model. All right, and yeah, then you try to implement it, whether how it works. Okay, that's it. But for R&D, that you are going to find some new information, new approach that you think those approach should learn from more from the real or actual situation, real people, stakeholder. So you need to think about like a trace back to the beginning to see like a we call situation analysis. You can start with development. So you use action research under the development, okay, or implementation research. Yeah, whatever you can call. Okay, no need to start with the research. I mean, in terms of if we compare in R&D, research and development, we have R1, D1, right? You can start with D1. You already have some tentative model and you use action research in that. Okay, so the methodology, you just use action research. No need to use R&D. Okay, you have to call that action research. Okay.
How about with the mixed method, Ajahn?
Okay, for the mixed method, I think the same. Mixed method actually is in terms of research and development. Some phase, we need to use both for what? To confirm our information that is act from the what we call to ensure that our information is really what we call is yes or no, yes or no. Okay, yes or no, to ensure that and confirm your information. Because sometimes, I give you example that sometimes we know when we trace back to see in our hospital record, we can do documentary analysis, retrospective, right? To see that, how high of the incident, okay? And how low or why it's like that? Why it's like that? That incident, why it's so high? During that month or whatever. So we are going to learn more about to dig what information, what people think, and how we can reduce that incident, right? What happening that we already done? Why it not work well? Okay, this one we use mixed method, right? You use mixed method was what survey, and also you use qualitative to find out. Okay. But remember, if you do R&D, it means you need to have R1, D1, R2, D2 at least along that process. And then this is one project. Okay.
Okay.
But if you use action research, you can have development phase, right? Development phase. That's it. Not the same, but this one is it's the research process that you can use the methodology in each phase. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah. Like here, like Ajahn use and guide for the student here on the first phase, under the development phase. Okay, the curriculum, it should come from, this is technique, he gain information from the survey and also from the teacher, faculty, staff, okay, and also from the teacher and faculty staff, she already learned from educational expert as well, not only the teacher, expert in terms of the content about TIC, okay, to gather the data or information, try to generate the new one that is really we call trauma-informed care. And we are going to do in one credit, 18 hours. But the problem that we face is about how we can integrate in our nursing curriculum. right? So that's why she's going to, she already done, okay, already done, and now she are in the phase 3 evaluation. So in the global perspective, that may be the last part that I'm going to share with you. The R&D in nursing field, I think, is more and more important. Why? Because we try to think the new way and try to solve the problem that is still, for example, right? You can see Ajahn always ask the student like this. You see that the hospital overcrowd right now. Many people come to use the service hospital. Why is like that? Even though they have more knowledge, even though we have some health promotion, I mean, activity for them, why they still come to use the service? There are many issues, okay? However, we try to reduce overcrowd. How? Okay, and we try to we find the new way of approach, okay? That is for many, in global perspective, they also think about how we can conduct or generate the new knowledge in nursing. For example, in using the R&D, using R&D. I'm not going to show in the insight about the method that they use, but they can use big method. They can use action research in R&D process on that project. Okay, so these are examples. They have so many model. Patient-centered care model also come from R&D. You know, IPE, interprofessional education, interprofessional collaboration also come from R&D. If you go back and to review this, so you can see that, okay? And also, we are in the global perspective, they try to make cross-cultural, cross-country comparison right now. There are many organizations. They try to learn and share from each cultural context, okay, and learn from, because sometimes they use the best practice. You have a guideline, but those guidelines, if you like to make what we call use it in your own setting, there are many different cultural contexts. So that's why we are going to conduct more and more of R&D based on your setting. R&D should is very useful if you conduct based on not for general, but you are going to pay attention on your own setting from the small parts first. But when you conduct in small parts, it can see that how it can solve the problem, and then you can scale up. Okay, you can say it's like a bottom-up way, bottom-up approach, that you are going to use this for bottom-up approach, not the top-down approach. Okay, because many policy that they are top-down, but you try to use the bottom-up, the way in which you try to solve in your setting first, and if it works well, so you can scale up, and then it can drive to the policy. Okay, you see that we can innovate in the local setting before we going to use for the different setting, right? Scale up. So in the global perspective, they also have a movement like this. Okay, for the future direction, okay, we still want to create new evidence-based practice from our own evidence. Okay, why Ajahn say like this? Because you know, when we use evidence-based knowledge, we learn from other. Seismic review, for example, right? But those knowledge of practice may be not appropriate in our setting. So that's why we can generate evidence-based practice by using R&D in our setting and can generate the new knowledge, okay, in our own evidence-based practice. And also we can work more as a global collaboration for what? To foster or to sustain our idea, our best practice, okay, to adopt or adapt in our local setting to be applicable in the public, okay? And we still want to work more to create more innovation, okay? I'm not going to say that everything can be innovation, but you have to look at what are the definition of the innovation, okay? Innovation may not be necessary as an equipment, but can be the process, can be the model, can be the tool, okay? Whatever that you have to claim that this is innovation or not, okay? It depends on your definition. But those innovation must be from scientific thinking, okay? Not just you do it like this and you claim that this is our innovation without any scientific recall. So evidence is still have to do, okay, every time when we conduct R&D process, okay. This is some reference that you can work and then you can look back to see and learn more, okay. And maybe now I want you to discuss about who are going to have some experience to share or reflect. What did you learn from this lecture about on R&D? So you can ask more, okay, and share for your experience.
Okay, dear participant, if you have something to share with us about the material already presented by Ajahn Pranit Sumatana, but because we have limited time, Ajahn, because today is Friday and we have Friday praying at 12 actually. So
Oh, okay, okay.
so we have limited
Fantastic.
time.
Okay.
So everyone who would like to share your experience by following this agenda from the starting until now. If no one will share, but we have one question actually, Ajahn, from the participant. How technically actually we formulate the research purposes or research objective in the proposal, for example, because if we learn from you that R&D will consist of many methods of research actually. We can, it consists of quantitative and qualitative study. So how we like actually formulate our research objective if we like writing some proposal regarding this project.
Okay. Because the project, okay, under the project R&D, actually, you have 3 phases, right? The objective 1 can be developed. Okay? You try to develop one, right? Under the development, you may have research method. You use both qualitative and quantitative, right? What are you going to develop? Okay? And number 2, when you develop already, you try to test it. So it means you are going to maybe evaluate, things like that. Just think like it under the phasing of the R&D. Okay? Or you try, yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for the time and nice presentation, including the discussion, Ajahn. But because of the time, actually, Ajahn, I think participants also have another question, but because of the time, so we should end up with this statement. And I would like to summarize, but this summary, the conclusion actually is not limit only in this conclusion. I do believe that all of participants have their own insight following your presentation. So the general conclusion that I can get from this presentation is R&D is a research process, and under this process, each step they has they has like their own uh, research methodology. That's all our session today, and so sorry if any question that is not elaborated yet because of the time. And thank you very much for Achan for sharing valuable knowledge for us. Thank you very much, and I'll give back the time to Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much.
One picture for all.
Yeah, we have the picture session after.
Okay. So you have already run about the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, MC.
Okay, thank you for our speaker and for moderator. Next, kita punya door prize untuk yang memberikan pertanyaan. Tadi ada berapa orang sebelumnya ya. Jadi kita speed aja ya untuk bisa langsung dilihat di ini. Dan nanti akan dilanjutkan dengan sesi foto bersama.
Bulan puasa jangan pakai will itu.
Ya, 1, 2, 3, stop. Selamat untuk Putih Sarah Sagurawati. Dan satu lagi. Stop, Ibu Neti Juniarti. Ya, baik, selanjutnya adalah penyerahan sertifikat itu untuk narasumber kita dan juga moderator. Untuk itu kami mohon kepada Ibu Wakil Dekan 1, Ibu Windy untuk memberikan sertifikat untuk narasumber. Ibu Windy Rahmawati.
Iya, Mbak. Boleh ditayangin dulu?
Iya, sebentar ditayangin. Sertifikat untuk narasumber.
Yeah, okay. So, Ajan, once again, thank you very much for your sharing with us. So, this is the certificate for Ajan. And on behalf of our faculty, we would like to say thank you very much again. And hopefully next time you will come here and give and sharing with us in person, Ajan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then you send the photo for me too, okay?
Oh, okay,
To keep
Ajan.
memorize. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very
And
much.
hope to see you one day in
Yeah,
person.
Yeah, of course. Maybe next time we will visit Hatiai again.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Next, sertifikat untuk moderator kita.
And Titi, don't forget to send me the letter, okay? The letter. Okay. And certificate. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Bye-bye.
Achan.
Thank you,
We'll take the
Achan.
picture for this.
Oh, wait, Ajan, don't leave the Zoom because after this we will take a picture with all participants. Okay. So I will give the certificate first to Titis Kurniawan as our moderator today. Thank you very much to facilitate this this webinar. So thank you very much again.
Thank you. Most welcome.
Baik, terima kasih Ibu Windy dan juga Pak Titis. Baik, selanjutnya kita akan foto bersama. Mohon kepada semua partisipan, all partisipan to open your camera. Oke, saya akan pandu untuk pengambilan foto bersamanya ya. Sebentar. Side 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next. 1, 2, 3. Next. 1, 2, 3. Next. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Finish. Thank you very much. Tidak terasa rangkaian acara kita pada hari ini sudah selesai, dan ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap up of this event. Wow, our participant from Philippines, Thailand, and of course from Indonesia. On behalf of the organizing committee, I Novita would like to thank everyone for allowing some of your precious time to join us here today. Oke, untuk para pemenang tadi bisa menghubungi admin kita di iniin nomor HP-nya untuk bisa dikontak oleh partisipan.
Ada di flyer yang narah hubungi.
Oke,
Yang di
di
flyer
flyer
sudah
bisa
ada.
ya. Di flyer
Ya, di
juga
flyer
ada
ada
nomor kontak Enda atau nomor kontak saya ya. Oke, terima kasih semua kepada para partisipan yang sudah hadir dan luar biasa semangatnya, animonya hari ini. Thank you and good afternoon. Bye-bye. See you
Bye.
next time.
Thank you very much,
Bye.
Achan.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Achan. Swadika.